Hi everybody, ready for some more Office Small Talk? In this lesson, I'm going to show you some more useful vocabulary and phrases to make small talk with your colleagues. Welcome back to English for Professionals. I'm Derek and I'm here with another short lesson for you busy people. Before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Hit the red button and click on the little bell. In this lesson, we're going to look at more Office Small Talk. I have 3 dialogues for you. After each dialogue, I'll explain some of the vocabulary and phrases, and then we'll practice reading the dialogues together. In the first dialogue, we have an employee making some small talk with a new employee. Hi, I'm George. Hi, I'm Diego. You're new here, aren't you? Yeah, I just started last week. And how are you settling in? Pretty good so far. Everyone's been very helpful, but I'm still finding my feet. Great, well let me know if I can help you with anything. My office is just down there on the right. Thanks very much, George. I appreciate that. No worries. See you around. Bye. At the start of the conversation, they say hi and introduce themselves. They don't say nice to meet you too. This is very polite and quite formal. It's not always necessary as long as you're being friendly. Diego says that he started last week and George asks him, how are you settling in? This is a nice way to ask someone if they are feeling happy and relaxed in a new situation. Diego says that he's still finding his feet. So this is similar to settle in. It means he's in the process of becoming confident in the new situation, but he's not fully there yet. George offers Diego help, and Diego says, I appreciate that. That's another way to say that you are thankful for something. It's another way to say thanks. Then George says, no worries, which is an informal way to say you're welcome. He also says, see you around, a very common and informal way to say bye. Okay, now let's read it together. I'll read George's part and you read Diego's. Are you ready? Let's try it. Hi, I'm George. You're new here, aren't you? And how are you settling in? Great, well let me know if I can help you with anything. My office is just down there on the right. No worries. See you around. Great, and now let's swap roles. This time you read George's part and I'll read Diego's. So you start. As soon as you see the first line of dialogue, you can begin. Hi, I'm Diego. Yeah, I just started last week. Pretty good so far. Everyone's been very helpful, but I'm still finding my feet. Thanks very much, George. I appreciate that. Bye. Excellent. Now for dialogue 2, where we'll hear 2 colleagues talking about after-work plans. Are you doing anything after work? No, no plans. What about you? Just going to the gym and then home. Oh really? Do you often go after work? I try to, but you know how it is. It all depends on how late I leave the office. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes I can't be bothered and just go straight home. I'm the same. I try to go running 2 or 3 times a week after work, but I usually only manage to go once. Yeah, it's not easy to find the motivation. You can say that again. When Julie talks about going to the gym after work, she says, sometimes I can't be bothered. So this is a very common way to say that you don't want to do something because you feel lazy or because it's too much effort. Later in the conversation, when Julie says it's not easy to find the motivation, Katya replies by saying, "You can say that again." And this is an informal way to show that you completely agree with what someone has said. You can say that again. Great, now let's practice reading it together. I'll read Julie's part and you read Katya's. Let's go. Are you doing anything after work? Just going to the gym and then home. I try to, but you know how it is. It all depends on how late I leave the office. Sometimes I can't be bothered and just go straight home. Yeah, it's not easy to find the motivation. Excellent. Let's read it one more time, and again we'll swap roles as we did in the first dialogue. This time you start, you read Julie's part, and I'll read Katya's. No, no plans. What about you? Oh, really? Do you often go after work? Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm the same. I try to go running 2 or 3 times a week after work, but I usually only manage to go once. You can say that again. Great. Now for the third and final dialogue, we hear two colleagues talking about the weather, a very common small talk topic. Can you believe this weather? I know, it's awful, isn't it? I think it's been raining non-stop for about 5 days now. Yeah, I know. I forgot my umbrella the other day and got completely soaked on the way to the office. Really? That's horrible. Yeah, I just hope it stops soon. It's so depressing. Well, I was listening to the forecast earlier and they say it'll pick up at the weekend. I certainly hope so. It's really starting to get on my nerves. Yeah, I know how you feel. The conversation starts with the question, can you believe this weather? This is a typical conversation starter about the weather. We often use it to emphasize that the weather is extreme. Then Jenny says it's awful. So this is another way to say very bad, often used to describe bad weather. And later she says that she got completely soaked. If you get completely soaked, you and your clothes are extremely wet. Then Tom says that he heard that it'll pick up at the weekend. So in this context, to pick up means to improve. Okay, so the weather will improve at the weekend. Jenny says near the end of the conversation that the weather is starting to get on her nerves. So this means it's starting to annoy her, to frustrate her. Okay, now let's read it together. I'll read Tom's part and you read Jenny's part. Let's go. Can you believe this weather? I think it's been raining non-stop for about 5 days now. Really? That's horrible. Well, I was listening to the forecast earlier and they say it'll pick up at the weekend. Yeah, I know how you feel. Excellent. Now let's do it one last time. I'll read Jenny's part and you start with Tom's part. As soon as you see the first line of dialogue, you can begin. I know, it's awful, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I forgot my umbrella the other day and got completely soaked on the way to the office. Yeah, I just hope it stops soon. It's so depressing. I certainly hope so. It's really starting to get on my nerves. That brings us to the end of another lesson. I hope you found it useful. All of the dialogues, vocabulary and phrases are included in the description below. If you liked the lesson, hit the like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and don't forget to join my email list. Every 2 weeks I send out my free vocabulary newsletter with additional business English, words from the news and everyday English for you to learn. Check it out, the link is in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon.